Hello, everyone. Welcome to Integrated Revenue and Retention Podcast, a platform for manufacturers, service professionals, and business owners. Here we actually leverage personal stories and integration strategy to maximize revenue, retention, and returns on investment with competitive advantage. In today's podcast, I will be speaking on total alignment of a sales process with customer requirements. This is key because of the need for today's global economy. It may surprise you to note that more than 3/4 of visitors to your website end up abandoning their carts. This is not supposed to be. And because of that, we have decided to provide a long-lasting solution to this problem. I want to make you understand that if you have not received your transformational benefits from us yet, you need to get to my website and download it for free. And if you are listening to the sound of my voice, I will encourage you to stay tuned as you listen to this podcast. Can you believe that more than 70% of businesses go out of business or fail as a result of business requirement management? And when you look at it, it is also tied to sales process, and more importantly, checkout process. Why is this so important? It is not because the marketing department has not done their part. If they have done their part, it is obvious, seeing that up to 80% of visitors like your product, come to your website and add product to their cart. But the issue right now is it is abandoned during the process before the checkout point. Why? There are a myriad of reasons why they may be doing this. You could say one of the reasons is because of distraction, and maybe from their children, or in one way or the other, because it is a do-it-yourself process on the website. But it is expedient that we really understand the reasons behind they are doing what they do, because customers are key. Customers are valuable, and then we must treat them that way. More especially, digital customers are aware. They know what they need. They are demanding value. value for their time, value for their money, and value for their dignity. We really need to understand their needs and meet their needs. This is the reason why this podcast is very important and key, so that we can be able, manufacturers can be able to increase sales. How is this being done? Let's look at just 3 objectives. The first objective is total alignment of the sales process with customer requirements. Customer requirements that embraces their needs and expectations need to be aligned with sales process. This can be key into your sales strategy, your marketing strategy, and of course, business requirements and models. How do you do this? Very simple. When you look at the way your website is designed to meet the requirement of add to cart, from the initial process to the end process, which is the checkout point, there should be a uniform alignment that is the baseline that the customers will comply to. There should not be confusion. It should be easy for the customers to follow through. If you have to tell the visitor that the fixed price is, for example, $500, and at the end, the visitor end up paying what he or she never expected, that creates what we call gaps. It creates contention, it creates uneasiness, and at the end of it all, the customer goes home unsatisfied. And that lowers the experience. But we are here today to increase that experience. And that is through total alignment. There is a strategy, a mathematical strategy for this alignment, which we shall be dealing with later. So the second objective actually is empowerment, empowering the customer when the customer is confused. You do this through transformation, transformational benefits, and you do it again through negotiation as well as effective communication. But in the website where there is no enough tools to really use to communicate your idea, the business idea, and you leave the customer guessing and having a lot of questions that are unanswered. Because the only option there is add to cart. And the customer has already added the product to the cart. But at the end before the checkout point, something happened along the way. This gap must be closed. So, there must be an alternative. Or another button that complements add to cart. We looked at it very closely, and ADC, Auto Decloser, has decided to include another option that can use a negotiation strategy where you can negotiate the customer, the visitor. The shopper can now negotiate on its own and can be empowered also through email, where the seller also is able to offer and render in such a way that there can be an agreement. And even if there is a disagreement, it is done gracefully. This is so key. And that leads us to the third objective, which is closing the sales, closing the experience gap. This episode actually is to enhance customer experience as well as close the deal. If your sale is closed with about 80%, that also increases your sale from the usual 20% to more than that, up to 80% or more. This is a breakthrough, and this is what's needed. The customer is empowered and is happy. The manufacturer is happy. The business owner is happy, and the service professional is happy. This is a win-win approach to sales. At this point, I would like you to understand that the benefits for closing the deals, the benefit of this episode is huge and needs attention. Let's look at these benefits. Number one, sales have been enhanced. Therefore, returns on investment increased. Revenue increased and customer experience increased. This is huge. Secondly, the customers have been empowered through transformation. It's so interesting when you inspire a customer to move from one level to another higher level of value. The customer is encouraged, satisfied, and will like to be retained. Before you know it, the customer will trust the brand, trust the business, trust the owners, trust those that are staff working, increasing their relationship and their engagement. The third actually is engagement. They now get engaged because they understand that they are going to move from one level to the other. Not just because of the product, but because of the experience and because of the satisfaction and because they are engaged through negotiation, because they are involved in the agreement, because they know that they are being appreciated, they are not being devalued. And the business owner also is not devaluing his marketing and sales strategies. What a huge benefit. And when there are many customers coming in, there is the advantage of enlargement, development. So the business can now be able to create new markets. And this is key. The customer experience is increased. These are the benefits. Time will not allow us to continue to expand on this episode. But with what you have heard, and you are going home with these benefits, I want you to ponder on it. Think about it. There is no time to waste. You are a part of the global sustainability of economic development. So you need to be able to impart and influence the economy positively with your sales and products. So go home with these benefits and don't forget also to receive and collect your free gift from Integrated Revenue and Retention Business. Go to my website, www.integratedconsulting.org. At this time, I encourage you to follow us YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and if you want to consult with me, meet with me, book an appointment. I'm available and I will walk you through, take you through a sales demo. And if Also, you want to start your business, I'm also available to help you get through it cost effectively, seamlessly. So at this point, I would say go home with an added value and with an added advantage, as well as competitive advantage. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Dr. John Osarere. See you again next week.